Hello, everyone. This is the All Black Everything, which we have Thursdays, 8 p.m. Eastern. We got a nice group of individuals who I'm really excited to talk to them. First, if you're watching this on YouTube, please like, comment, and subscribe. Consider hitting that join button if you enjoy getting this content on a regular basis, 7 days a week. Become a YouTube member, support us that way. All right. And now we'll introduce all these amazing individuals. Start with our good friend Bam. Bam, thanks for stopping by, my friend. Bam, like you've been sad that you haven't that you haven't been around for a bit. Here you are. How are you?
Yeah, I'm doing good. I'm super washed out right now. Sorry, I don't got blinds. I need to. Oh, I got blinds. I don't got curtains. I need to get curtains. That's those poor boy problems. But yeah, no, I think everything's been good. Super. I don't know if I should say I'm excited for today's conversation, but I think it's gonna be really interesting. Oh yeah, and this is also Florida Evans hate account. I just want y'all to know that. Like that's my one narrative in life. It's not politics. It's actually anti-Florida Evans.
Florida Evans? You mean from the
Good times? Absolutely.
Good times.
Damn.
Why Florida Evans? Why do you hate Florida Evans?
Because she's the sole reason they were in poverty. Her husband was working 3 jobs. She didn't do anything at all. She never had a job. Yet every time someone had to come up like, that's not the way we do things in this family. Well, what do you do in this family, Florida? Tell me.
Oh my god.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. But hold on. I don't think her husband didn't want her to get a job.
She got a job.
And I think she got a job later on, like after he died.
And then he died, and she left her kids in the ghetto. She went off to Arizona with another man and left her kids in the projects.
So she moved when they ran her off the show. That was really rough.
Exactly. So she went and lived her best life, but she left her kids in the projects. And JJ couldn't even play pool. They couldn't even bet on horse. Like I'm like, pool is what you're worried about. Somebody offered to buy them a new house, and they won their money via gambling on horses. And she was like, no, we can't take that. That's that bad money. So no, absolutely not. Florida Evans is the reason, is everything wrong with the black community. I'll put it there first.
All right, we're gonna have to deal with this later. All right, I feel like this is gonna become an emotional discussion. Okay, right. So moving on. We have Sly, Sly, back with us once again. Nice to have you. It's been a while. Actually. How are you doing, Sly?
I'm doing good. I'm feeling much better. Been out for a few weeks with some flu, but before that, been busy with work, so I haven't been as present as I like to. But I'm glad I'm able to make it tonight. I look forward to it.
All right. And next we have Waterkai. Waterkai is brand new to our closed panels. It's come through for open panels, and they did a good job. And so I reached out to them, and they said, yeah, we'll come on. So I was very happy. Thank you, Waterkai, for being around.
Thanks for the opportunity. Glad to be here.
Okay. Next, we got a lot of people on the screen. Don't worry, I'm going to take care of that in a second. Don't worry, we're going to take care of that in a second. Next, we have our friend, DeAndre, who is not around. He'll be back soon, I'm sure. All right. We'll go to Jade. Hello, Jade. Nice to have you here again. Jade. Hey. Jade is a girlfriend of our friend Dream. And she came through one day. It was a lot of fun when she stopped by. So I asked her to come back, and for some reason she agreed. Thanks for being here, Jade.
Thanks for asking me to come back. I didn't know I made such an impact last time, so it was nice for an invitation back. Thank you.
I thought you were great. So thank you so much. Okay, next we have aforementioned Dream. Dream, thanks for coming. How are you doing today, buddy?
I'm doing great, man. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to talk about these topics, and I'm glad you put my suggestion up there.
Oh,
appreciate it.
Yeah. I did just for you. Okay. Next, we have Smooth back with us. Hey, buddy, how are you?
I'm doing good. I just want to say, as a senator, man, don't get out of pocket, man. That's it. That's all. That's how I want to start my premise, man. Don't like people wilding, man. People don't take their job seriously, okay? And I mean that in every single aspect. They say crazy things, they do crazy things.
We'll
do
get to the opening later on.
Yeah, we'll get to the opening later,
I
bro.
know. Sorry. I'm really infuriated.
Oh man. I'm not even gonna be part of this chat. It's a shame because I want to fight. Next we'll get to my man. We haven't seen in a while here, a long while. His name is GSU Gambit. Gambit is back with us. I'm really excited. Gambit's a very busy individual, right? So he's off doing other things, like blowing things up in the tech industry. But he's back with us, at least for tonight. How are you doing, Gambit?
I'm doing good. Oh, Jesus. I'm doing good, man. I am happy to be here. Feels like I'm back at home. We got 2 topics that's gonna be pretty dope. So, no, I'm excited, man. Happy to be here.
Okay. Thank you so much. And
I'm sorry about what I did pre-show too. I apologize, but
what was that? I wasn't sure what you're trying to get across.
I'm a inbox. Then you'll know who I'm talking about.
Who is Jay? Okay, all right. Well, we'll figure this out
I
later.
just
all right. Next, we have DeAndre Pace. DeAndre. No. Okay.
Jesus.
Now you understand.
What the? Okay. We have. And he's gone. All right. Well, moving on. We have Mr. Fanatic. Man. Fanatic. Mr. to you. All right. Fanatic is back with us. Fanatic, one of the anchors of our show here. Fanatic, thanks for being around.
Hey, thank you for having me. I overslept. I need some sleep. I keep waking up super early, but I'm excited for the conversation today. I think it should be a good one.
All right. I'm excited too. Pace, are you here? Are you there? You're muted. You're muted right now. And sorry. But very soon. Muted. Okay. Well, he's gone. But I'm sure he'll pop back in the waiting room soon.
It reminds me of somebody.
Can I just point this out while I'm here? I'm sorry, not to cut you off. No, I'm not. My girlfriend drew this beautiful picture. Well, she didn't draw it. She put the colors on it, and it's called what's it called? It's called Diamond Art, and I'm very proud of her. She did a great job.
Let's absolutely great. Oh my god!
And she got a cake.
Did she do that individually, like in individual pieces? How does that work? I actually don't know. Like you place it individually?
It's basically just like a coloring book for adults.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
I'm sorry. It's like painting. I'm sorry. I
didn't get it
You
smartly.
just took all her glory, bro, and said it's coloring book.
No,
That's what you gonna do to her, bro.
I am very proud. She like coloring. That's not a.
You like, yeah, no. You like, well, she basically just colored.
Okay.
She just took a couple pencils.
Wait, excuse me? What do you? Have you done this before?
I'm very proud of her too. Okay. All right. So
No. But that was dope for real.
Yeah, it was pretty good.
Dope.
Pace, are you there? No, we can't hear you. We can't hear you. Okay, so we'll work this out with Pace, right? I'm gonna take myself off screen. We got enough people here, but Pace, just work on that thing, and yeah, so we'll go from here. Okay, I actually wasn't sure which one should be the first topic here, but they're both actually pretty good. All right, we'll do this one. The singer Summer Walker showed up at the BET Awards in a topless outfit with pasties. She has received a lot of criticism for her attire or lack thereof. A politician, Tiara Mack, also got criticism for posting a twerking video on TikTok and was even suspended from the platform. Does this deserve the backlash? Is this in this day and age? Shouldn't people be able to dress and behave how they want, especially in an adult environment? Or is there something intrinsic about the female form that needs to be hidden? So yeah, so we started with one instance, but I realized there's a second instance that just worked. What's Smooth? Why are you so close to your camera? What's going on here, buddy? It was freaking me out. I didn't know what you were doing. Okay. But Summer Walker. Summer Walker. I hadn't heard of this individual, but she is a principal singer, and I'll put the link in Twitch chat.
Said he ain't heard of Summer Walker.
I never heard of her. I'm like so disconnected from like pop culture. Like that shouldn't surprise you, honestly. But I'll put this in Twitch chat so everyone can see what we're talking about. Yeah, this woman showed up, and she was basically topless. She had pasties on, and then that was a huge outcry. And then another more famous incident just recently happened. But yeah, black politician in the Northeast, I think, and she was twerking on a beach, right, upside down, quite acrobatic. And both of them have been shamed for their behavior. So I'm wondering, is that called for, or are we being too hard on these individuals? All right, let's start with Bam.
Can I ask a clarifying question, Prime?
Sure.
There's been no news that's come out that like this was an old video, right? Like this actually happened during her bid for re-election, right? I'm just wondering.
That's a political ad, fam.
I didn't know she was up for re-election. I guess that makes sense if she's like a state thing. But yeah, I guess so. Yeah.
Okay, cool. I just wanted to clarify.
It happened like last week or something.
Yeah.
At the end of the video, she plugs herself and says, "Vote for me."
Cool. I just wanted to make sure. I didn't want to be working off old news. Cool.
All right.
Let's go to Bam. Start things off. Intro, please.
Okay. So it's not quite a political ad. She did say vote for me. And I think that was very lame. Now, I think that as far as just jumping on that part, I think there's people that are gonna there are people who are taking the situation way too far and coming from her like qualifications and her fitness to do the position. And when all of her politics actually seem to be pretty dope, generally speaking. So I think that that's too far. But I also think there's people on the opposite end that are going too far to defend this behavior and saying and giving, no offense, white people too much credit for they're giving white people a monopoly on professionalism and responsibility. And I believe that black people don't have to dance our way in and out of every situation. So it's okay, we can call that situation lame with what it is, but like I said, that doesn't make her bad at her job. I think that the Summer Walker situation, I believe that she's grown, she's a musician. Was it tasteless? Was it a little tacky? I think so. But again, she's literally in the entertainment industry. So putting eyes on her, getting eyes on her is her job. So I believe that was completely fine. That's just up to personal opinion. Okay. Oh, and this is an adult cookie, so this conversation might get real funny.
Oh shit. Okay. All right. Sly.
Yeah. So in the case of the Summer Walker, I think that we don't really. I kind of agree with Bam on this one. We shouldn't be policing people's bodies and what they do with them to an extent. Obviously we should have some sort of standards, but if someone's trying to use their body as a canvas and an art, and they're portraying that on a stage like the BET Awards, unless you're completely uncultured and you don't know anything about art and you're not an artistic person, I understand that excuse. But other than that, you should appreciate her for what she did. As for the lawmaker, I think that's a little bit more tricky because lawmakers these days will probably try to do a lot of different things to try and get votes, especially the young voters as well. I'd be curious to know a bit more. I didn't get a chance to look if this was on actual, like if this would be considered her being on the clock in the same way that we think about people being on the job. If you're campaigning, sometimes you're relating to the people that you're trying to get votes from, is one way of doing that, and I don't see anything wrong there as well.
Kai?
So yeah, going first with the Summer Walker deal, I don't see any problem with it per se. Like there was another actress named Florence Pugh that recently had a full-on see-through dress. There was nothing left of the imagination. She got no blowback except people said that her breasts were small, and she was offended by that. So to have the pasties, I mean, we've seen every other portion of the breast. As long as the nipple's not out, it's not really all that provocative in my head. So back to the senator, Mac, if you're reaching out to your demographic and that's what's going to get your demographic working for you, I can't argue with it. I can just say that twerking looked pretty painful.
All right, Dream.
There's not really an argument anyone can make, objectively speaking, for that opposes what Senator T.R. Mac did. They can only say, "Oh, I think it's gross," which is subjective. I think it's not decent, which is subjective. And then there is so you can only make the decency argument, which is subjective, and then you can make the strategy argument, which is a more valid argument. You're not going to get reelected when you do that, which is fair. That's okay. But when I think about what she did, I think about it from a moral perspective. Is what she did wrong, objectively? No? Then okay. She can do whatever she wants. And then people have to stop looking at it as a one act in itself. There's two acts in the video. One was a self-expression, which is her twerking. And then two, she said, vote for me. She's not saying vote for me because I twerked. She's just saying, I'm twerking, comma, vote for me. Not, I'm twerking, and because I'm twerking, vote for me. So that's one thing. With the Summer Walker thing, yeah, she's grown. She has pasties. She covered up everything. I mean, the only thing you can see is everything else except those very sensitive private parts that we as a society deemed as too sensitive to show. And so you can do whatever you want. As long as it's not like in front of kids or whatever, like directly in front of kids. So I feel like that's okay. Plus in Africa, there's naked people all the time. I just feel like people are really like offended by the human body when they really shouldn't be. But in America, that's just how we are. And she didn't even do the most. She didn't show her nips. She didn't show her badge. So she's okay.
Okay. Let's go to Smooth.
Okay. First of all, we're talking about Summer Walker, the same Summer Walker that for some reason refuses to feed her kid like actual food and just like grinds up whatever like plants she can find in her backyard and feed it to the kid. The kid needs actual nutrition, needs protein, okay, to build muscle. She's over here trying to make this child a like supreme vegan without actually giving them the proper nutrition. That's one. Two, she eats out of dustpans, okay? I don't want people to forget this is the same Summer Walker that eats out of dustpans. Now, however,
relevance.
No, anyway, so listen, Summer Walker is a talented, phenomenally talented artist. However, sometimes, man, like you don't have to be provocative everywhere you go. Like it literally just gets exhausting to me. Like it's like every time like you turn on like for celebrities wherever, like there's always somebody just vying for additional attention by being naked or whatever. I'm like, you don't have to be naked to get attention. Like she could have wore something like actually like decent. Is it wrong? No, but did she have to do that? Absolutely not on prime time. On television, she ain't have to do that. She knew she was gonna be on TV. She knew she was gonna be the center of attention. And she like, you know what? I'm finna do this right here. Now, for Sarah Mac, that is an ad, okay? That is a political ad. She literally asked people to vote for her. It wasn't like she was outside and just twerking on the beach. That's different. If she was just outside twerking on the beach, cool. You can do that. That's fine. Like, she's still a human being. If she want to go party and twerk, that's fine. Oh, that's fine. But in an ad, a political ad as a senator, what are you thinking about? What does that have to do with your agenda? What does that have to do with your policy?
Can you say for
Absolutely
sure it was an
nothing.
ad?
Bro, that was an ad, bro.
It's opening.
That is an ad. It had an express purpose to get votes. That's an ad, bro. See, look, if you say at the end of anything you got going on, like for instance, the senator that ran around with the guns and trying to shoot the KKK, like he literally was like, vote for me at the end. That's a political ad. All political ads end with vote for me. Like, vote for me instead. She twerked painfully upside down. It wasn't that good. And then I said, vote for me. I said, what are you doing?
Right, but the one with the
And it-
dude shooting the
no, no,
KKK.
This is opening statements. It's opening statements. We gotta get through it.
Now, I'm good.
Okay. All right. Pace.
Am I okay? Am I working?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah.
you. Fantastic.
Okay. I don't know why Discord does that sometimes. I gotta reset the voice settings and fuck up everything I've set up. But you guys really pull me over to the dark side so much of these topics. 'Cause I don't know who the fuck this broad is. I've never seen it before, never heard her music before. But what I can say is I'm in agreement with Smooth, and the reason being is because this is appalling as role models and examples for Black people. That this is what we're supposed to look up to. When you're talking about, well, so long as she wasn't showing, look, the fact of the matter is the majority of BET's audience is teenage age young Black kids, particularly young Black men. This is what we consume every day, and we're supposed to be okay with this as an example. You said, they do this in Africa. The hell they don't. You're looking at some African tribes that are part of the third world. That's wholly different from developed African nations. They laugh at us over here because of the crap that we allow these celebrities to represent as Black people here in America. They are ashamed of us.
Mhm.
And as far as the senator, I'm in agreement with Smooth again. And not only that, but because of these words that she has here, that she did this to express that leadership looks different. What type of leadership are you trying to show as an example in the community, that our leaders are supposed to do this? And not only that, but you talk about it being a political ad campaign. Once you become a part of Congress, whether it's on the state level or the federal level, there are certain things that you have to abide by. Those are called the rules of etiquette of the chamber. And certain things are not allowed to be expressed by as political ideas and political campaigns. Those would violate the rules of etiquette, which could follow with some ethics violations and crap like that. And if she winds up getting hit with some of those things later on, people are going to be crying racism, misogyny, homophobia, all that crap, when she knows what the rules of etiquette are and goes against them anyway. And it's a poor example of leadership in our community.
Okay, thank you so much. All right, let's go to Jade.
Hi. Okay, so for the Summer Walker thing, I don't think it was classy, but it's not a big deal to me because she is a musical artist, and that is how a lot of them dress. I mean, even Nicki Minaj has been, in things where, you can see her butt clearly, and even Rihanna has worn a sheer dress where her whole boobs were out. It wasn't like the nipple or areola was covered. But I think the difference between what Summer Walker did and what Rihanna did was the event Rihanna wore that dress to. I think, well, one, she wore something on top of it, so it wasn't like it was completely out in the open, and then it wasn't televised. So I think it's a bigger deal because this was televised, the Summer Walker thing. But I wouldn't have done it, and I feel like she could have chosen at least like a sheer outfit with some cleavage or something if she wanted to accentuate that part of her body and she didn't have to put her entire boobs out there. And then for the senator thing, so I think that what she did wasn't objectively wrong, like how Team said, but to me, I wouldn't vote for somebody that did that because I see So why it doesn't matter what Summer Walker did to me is because musicians don't have to be a representation of people. But when you're electing someone, that is a representation of people. And some people don't want to be represented that way. And I know me personally, I wouldn't want to vote for someone who did that. Now, maybe if it was like what someone said earlier, she was twerking at the beach, someone caught footage of her and uploaded it without her knowing, I would feel different about that because she didn't, condone that being put online, but she willingly put this up. She willingly said, this is me. And I'm not going to vote for somebody who displays that for themselves because it's already hard for Black people to, establish themselves in such a role like that. And so for her to make other people look at Black women that way because of what she did, I don't feel like that's a representation of the person I am, and I wouldn't vote for her. And then one other thing I had to say was, so there was something similar that happened like this when the COVID pandemic was going on in Atlanta, where I live. They made like a commercial to encourage people to get out and vote, which was like the strippers from Magic City or something. And they were twerking and they had like a vote sticker on their like butts or whatever. And that I feel like, okay, that's okay. They're not endorsing anyone specifically. It just says vote, and they're strippers. We know their job. That's their job. But this is not her job, and I just feel like that she needed to have some more decorum. And that's all.
I am glad that Jade and Dream don't quite agree here. All right. I want to sort some discord in this relationship here. All right. It won't survive. Love to see it. Thank you so much. Cheers, you.
Yeah. Wow. On the Summer Walker thing first, because that's the one I care far less about. I mean, at this point, it just is what it is. I don't really like it, but at this point, I don't know if there's any stopping stuff like that at the BET Awards, and I don't really care. The second one, though, I remember when Amber Walker, no, not Amber Walker, what's her name? I can't remember her last name right now, but I remember when she did Amber Rose, Jesus Christ, I said that. But yeah, I remember when she did the slut walk, and I remember like more conservative-minded Black people were like, yo, this is gonna get out of hand, and like we're gonna degenerate as a culture. And I thought like a lot of those people were being hyperbolic. And now we got like people vying for political office, twerking in their ads, and like a lot of people might say this is not an ad. I mean, I don't know what the difference would be. So yeah, I think it's a sign of really bad things. I don't think this is the message that we should be trying to send to upcoming like generations of Black kids, and this is what they should be saying. Yeah, even our politicians are twerking, not just the scripters at Magic City. Maybe she's trying to get a job at Magic City. I don't know, but no, I think this is like disgusting, and I don't understand anyone making an excuse for that. And I like it's just a degradation of morals like all around. And I want to talk to some people in the open to understand. I mean, at this point, it's like maybe she can smash people to get votes. I don't know what people are on these days. It's crazy.
Oh my God.
I guess y'all might be okay with it. I wish Prime was here because I can really make him mad right now. But
you are making me mad.
Yeah, y'all discussed, but no, let's get to them.
Oh my God. I
Let's
might
get
have
spicy. Let's go.
I might have to jump into this because you guys are I'm so fucking triggered. All right. Last but not least, my man Fanatic.
Yeah, I think when we already are dealing with a situation where we have people misrepresenting the image of Black people on a regular basis, I think for you to sit up there like a clown and start doing something like twerking and associating that with your freaking campaign sounds ridiculous. To say that it's not an ad is absolutely ridiculous. Like, if this is what you do and you literally say the specific words "vote for me," then it's hard for me to no, it's not hard for me. It'd be retarded of me to detach these two things. For you to say, vote for me, and after twerking in a video, when you obviously recognize that this is like a part of your advertisement, then yes, that's an advertisement. It's an ad. I don't know why we're like trying to split hairs here, And we already recognize that the image of black people has been so poorly represented by the media. And so some of the goal is to look towards our politicians to be fighting against this. The fact that you could do something like this lets me know automatically you do not have our best interests at heart. You do not understand one of the major struggles that we have, which is representation in the media. You're now contributing towards our degradation. It's absolutely disgusting. I do not want young black girls to look at that. And I know for a fact that I bet like that within her policies or within her freaking politics, she's probably like hinted at the fact that because of the fact that she's a person of color, that she's a role model for little black girls to be able to look up to. And now you're that role model for black girls to look up to while you're freaking twerking. Freak out of here. Regarding Summer Walker, yeah, I think it's tasteless. Yeah, I think it's classless. Classless people are going to do what classless people do. She's in an industry that like pretty much sells itself to sex. So, I mean, I understand like how this kind of thing happens. I mean, what else am I going to say, right? Like, that's the industry. Do what the freak you do. Do I think it's a good thing? Probably not. You got a kid, you're trying to be a role model. I don't know. Different people find different ways of doing it. But yeah, that's that.
She's pregnant too, even worse than like she already has a kid, but she's also pregnant doing this. Wow.
Y'all do know that, like, and this is I actually agree with y'all, but like the reason I can't agree with y'all is because we run rampant with it. Y'all know that Barack Obama killed innocent people, right? like that when we're talking about values and rules and the standards
innocent people on the campaign trail. Are you talking about political policy that happened?
Yes, I'm talking about political policy. Yes.
So he didn't kill people on the campaign trail, right?
She's already a senator.
Re-election.
Re-election. That's what I'm saying. She's already a senator.
You think going to war or whatever the fuck you're talking about is equivalent to twerking?
Yes,
on the campaign trail.
It's not equivalent. It's worse.
Because where we're talking about is like when we make these weird arguments of like she shouldn't be allowed to be a senator, her morals or someone like we gotta remember that like this is the line we're drawing on our politicians. Is she what's wrong with what? Well, she's not in Washington. She's in
I've never heard a black person bring up Obama like this.
But I'm pro Obama. But I'm just saying I'm pushing back against this argument y'all had that like her morals make her so like
but you see
she can't be a senator.
That argument doesn't work because
you're not even comparing fruit classes. You're comparing fucking buffaloes to acorns. This is not even comparable. War and moral character have nothing to do with one another. What I'm saying is we're having a conversation about she's now unqualified, unfit to do her job. Yeah, did Barack Obama campaign on the idea of going to war to kill people? He did it. It's not even campaigning. He did it. Was that part of it for real? No, Barack Obama didn't do it.
He didn't campaign on twerking.
He came into office with a war that was already ongoing that ended after 21 years.
I'm not anti-Obama. I'm talking about y'all's.
How are you saying she didn't campaign?
Why are we talking
about?
Okay.
One second. We got two people talking. Okay. We got. We're gonna go with Fanatic. And then I think Jade wants to say something. All right.
Yeah, how are you saying that she didn't campaign on it when it's literally one of her campaign ads? Like, what's one of her ads to vote for me? What the freak are you talking about?
Hold on.
Campaigns require campaign dollars. Like it wasn't a campaign. It's on a personal.
I think it's okay. I think it's okay. I think we can distinguish the difference between a campaign video and ad versus somebody saying.
I don't think you're capable. You're like discussing it as we speak.
I think this distinction is completely subjective. So you have no objectivity. Just you feel it's an ad, and that's why you think it's an ad.
You fell in love with the word objectivity this morning?
That's so hold on.
I'm just saying what you believe is just subjective.
So stupid.
Just like what I'm
so
believing right now.
Basically, what she wears and doesn't wear is going to decide what policy she enacts. Is that the?
No. Don't straw man that. No, we didn't say what she wears and wears.
I asked. I was asking. I
got. Well, it's a straw man because we've already indicated what exactly the issue is, and so then now by introducing that into the conversation, it is by definition a straw man. So again, I feel like it was pretty clear what I think some of us here have said is specifically know that it's not going to dictate what her policy is going to be, but it's going to dictate that is a demonstration of a representation, and we obviously are already fighting against representation within Black media. I don't think I ever mentioned any policies whatsoever. How did you hear that? or were you just trying to straw
Simple.
man?
This is simple, Fanatic.
Maybe
The
that was
issue
my
with
mistake then.
The
I thought I
issue
heard
with
someone say that.
representation, the issue with representation in media isn't that one person doesn't represent all of black people, right? Her, Tiara Mac, is that her name?
Yeah.
No. Tiara Mac, she doesn't represent all black people, right? And for people to think that she does, that's the issue within itself.
Nobody said that. Who said that she's representing all black people? What are you talking about? How is that a conversation? No, we're not saying she represents all black people.
I know you didn't say that. I'm saying,
well, then if no one's saying that, then why are you addressing that as if someone said that? You just said she doesn't address or she doesn't represent all black people, and nobody said she represents all black people. Because nobody in this panel thinks she's representing all black people.
Because
how is that even an argument?
The crux of your argument is that she's representative of all black people. She's a bad look.
No, that's not the crux of my argument. I didn't say that. Wait, hold on. I just said I didn't say that. The Dream is saying, no, you didn't say that. And now you're sitting here saying, well, yeah, well, I mean, that's the crux of your argument. So you're basically saying I am saying that. Okay, so am I saying that or not? I'm saying 100%. I never said anything remotely close to that. Dream says he understands that I never said anything close to that. And now this is why it's a straw man, because we're sitting here arguing whether or not that's the position where Dream knows it's not it. I know that's not it. And now you're the buffoon that's literally addressing the thing that he just said.
My position is not my position is not on what y'all are saying right now. My position is the implication of what y'all are saying, but I'm not saying that you guys are even implying that that she's representing all black people. What I'm saying is the reality. Listen. I'm saying that the reality of the matter is that people do think that she's representative of all black people.
Okay, nobody here in this panel.
It may not be you.
Nobody hear this panel? Nobody hear this conversation?
It might not allow.
So now you're comparing us to this imagined person in the ether who's probably on Twitter, or you're addressing. Okay, look. In this conversation thus far, people have brought forward positions. I brought forward a position. Your girl brought forward a position. Gambit brought forward a position. Everyone's bringing forward different positions. Nobody here brought forth that position. The only idiots that are going to be talking that are the retard leftists or the niggas on Twitter. None of us here are those retard leftists or the niggas on Twitter, except for Prop. So then there's nobody here that's actually making that point. How are you addressing that?
I'm allowed to state facts that matter in the real world. Am I not allowed to say that? So I can build my world.
I got it. So you're arguing against Twitter. You're fine. Go ahead.
I want to let in a friend.
You know when lawyers say relevancy and niggas, I'm just trying to build up the relevancy. Nigga, let me build it up.
Jade, you want to say something previously?
All right.
And I think Fanatic said some of what I was gonna say, but I think basically I was just saying how he was saying something about campaign and it not being an ad, and I just wanted to point out that whenever someone has like a campaign ad on TV, it says sponsored by or something like that, or they're talking and advertising themselves in it. So I think the fact that she did advertise herself, although it may not have been on TV or a normal place where you would see ad campaigns, it still is an ad for her campaign. And then I also wanted to say that that people, or she may not be, representative of all black people, but being that there's not many black women in politicians and in government, black women and young black girls, like someone mentioned before, may look up to her and want to model their career after her. And so when they see her doing something like that, they may think that, they can't trust her or they don't know who to look up to anymore. And so in a way, she is kind of, she's other black women and young girls are looking up to her who want to pursue that career or something. And so she is kind of making a fool of herself doing that because she's
okay. So she's saying that no one's making an argument of representation.
No.
That's exactly the argument that's being made.
Is that right?
Bam and Dream. No. Bam and Dream, real quick. Bam and Dream. Listen, if that was a male senator twerking, you would not feel the same way.
We're not.
You would have looked away and absolutely said, "Why is this man doing?"
I've already said it's lame. I'm saying that people are taking it too far.
It's not just lame.
No,
they're saying that she's unfit to do her position, and we're drawing some strange.
Nobody.
We're not holding any other senator.
I don't
think your argument. Your argument to me is that
people actual murders, killers, child molesters. Like that's not the people we hold accountable.
I don't think anybody in here is saying that she's not qualified to do the job.
What are you doing, Bam? Is this an act?
legitimately explain me. Again, I don't want to be on this side. I literally don't want to be on this side, but y'all are idiots right now.
What do you want?
What do you want?
We're the idiots.
Yes.
We're the one literally talking about. We're talking about this specific issue, and you're talking about something. Yeah, what about Obama? Yeah, but what about just people that are? What are you talking about? These are completely extraneous. Is it just because we're trying to hold one woman accountable for the video that she put out as part of her ad? That's what you're. That's what's happening.
What are you accountable for?
Wait a minute, but the accountability is
The accountability. What are you talking?
Wait a minute. The accountability is saying,
This is crazy.
But this conversation has been about no. She needs to be removed from office. We might need to hold her at the stake. We might need to hang her to make sure that no black people can.
Who said that she needed to be hanged?
Who said?
What are you talking about? Not a trolling.
She needs to be hanged. Okay.
This is a troll. Yeah, he's trolling. He's trolling. He got us.
Show me the evidence.
I'm being hyperbolic because y'all are jumping to extreme lengths.
You don't get to use hyperbole.
Hey, should she be a senator?
Bro,
just answer that.
You don't get to use.
And she's still be a senator.
I'm not playing this nigga's game no more.
You don't get to use hyperbole when there's actual statements out there that you can actually use for fucking evidence.
Smooth, can she still be a senator?
Hyperbole anytime you want.
Just answer that. Yes or no. Everybody quick. Smooth, can she still be a senator?
If people vote for her,
if she takes the video down, yeah.
So she's not allowed to be. This is enough to, regardless of her politics, if she had a seat that was going to give $1 billion to each black person because she twerked, she can't. Like, you haven't looked at her platform. You haven't looked at her platform. But you decided
another weird hyperbole.
No, I'm saying you haven't looked at her platform.
He's saying reasonable.
Can you deal with the argument, bro?
Just engage with it.
The argument is obvious.
Too much.
Yeah, we're gonna spend this whole time talking about Bam's hyperbolic nonsense. We're gonna jump from hyperbolic crazy statement to hyperbolic crazy statement.
He said that she shouldn't be a senator if she doesn't take it down, regardless of her platform. This was enough that she is unfit to do her job. That's wild.
That's what a lot of people said they feel in their opening.
That's absolutely insane.
And GSU, you said that she was disgusting. So if she had all the policies that you wanted, and she was going to enact them, you wouldn't vote for her, right?
You don't need to restate it. I said it in my opening. No, this clown should not be a representation of black people.
Regardless of her policies, correct? Because you see her as a clown, regardless of her policies.
Because she's a clown. Yes, I don't think clowns should be in our.
What I'm saying, you're saying she's a.
But GSU, you said regardless of her policies, though, right?
Just said she's a representative of black people. So you heard it, right?
Wait, stop. You can't answer. Stop.
Gambit just said it.
I got you. Let me just make sure we're clear here. Is she a representation of black people?
She doesn't have to be.
He's gonna say no. That's so stupid.
Wait. In Senate, we literally refer to them as representatives. Right? Stop. Okay, fine. Of our district, right? We have a black caucus. They're representatives.
But what are they representative of? They're not representative necessarily of the people or their morals.
Yeah, y'all niggas are playing games. This is silly. I know you feel silly. Don't do this. Don't die on this hill.
I'm not feeling silly. The job of a
representative. You don't feel silly? How could you not?
You're arguing that representatives aren't representation.
But y'all said that y'all weren't making that argument.
Let Dream respond. Okay, please.
No. There's a difference between saying she's not a representative of all black people and saying that she's not representation at all. He's making the more outlandish statement again that she's not even representation at all. We don't spend years arguing that we have people represent us in politics.
Okay. Knock it off. Dream, please respond.
She's a representative in a matter that she represents what the people want to vote towards. That's the representative. If you choose for her to be the representative, I want to be like this woman, that's your choice. She is not inherently a representative of what you want to be or who you look up to.
Model. I think you mean role model instead.
Okay, but please tell me how any individual is a representative inherently of what category they fall in line. Is she a representative of all 34-year-olds? right? No, she's not. She's just a 34-year-old. Is she a representative of all black people? No, she's not. She's just a black person.
Okay,
If you
so
want
every
her,
You
if you
all right,
want
let's
her,
have any
am I
understanding of
am I
how
a
this
representative
works.
of all Moroccans, all North Africans? No, I'm just a North African. Am I a representative of all African Americans? No. Are you a representative of all black people? No. For someone to think that you are,
Yes,
that's
yes, you are. You absolutely are. Every time
But-
you
but
go
who-
out there,
argument you said I
every
didn't- you
time
said I
that
didn't
you
make.
go out there and interact with anybody of a different race than you are, you might be the person that influences their decision on how they will choose to treat other people
doesn't
of the
mean
same
it's
color
inherent.
as you.
I just
Every
said
time
that.
that you walk outside your home, you are a representation of your family.
If
You're a
you listen to what I said,
representation of the state that you live in. You're a representation. And when you elect somebody
Not inherently.
to office, yes, you are inherently.
No, you're not. It's only a choice that other
Yes,
people
you
choose.
are.
Only
You
the
are a
only-
representation of the people
listen,
that
listen,
you
DeAndre,
associate with.
listen to me. I choose that you are not a representative of all black people.
I didn't say that I'm a representative of all
No,
black
no.
people. I
I'm
said
making
that
that
when
choice.
you
I made
are-
that choice that you are not a representative of all black people.
Damn.
So when
You
you
don't
do
get
action, I'm
green?
like, damn, black people.
Is this
Not
You
real?
don't get
can
to
I
make
ask you a
that choice. The
question?
choice is made
But it's-
by the
it's-
people that are
Who's the
interacting with
people?
you.
The people are made of individuals who do choose to do that.
The people,
it is
yeah,
choice.
they are
This is outright
individuals.
shameful.
Those people,
You
will
should
look
feel
at
ashamed of
you.
yourself.
I'm not
Why
ashamed.
why do you think that stereotypes are so bad? Why do you think that
Because
that is a
people are
problem?
choosing to.
The problem
choose.
is
people are
no,
choosing
that,
to choose black people.
that's not that
You
the
black
reason why. The reason why is
Yes, it is.
because
A few
those
black
negative
people-
stereotypes, people associate that with certain classes based upon what they have encountered with an individual, and they push that on the entirety of the culture, the entirety of the community.
And who's pushing?
So when you
Who's pushing?
Who's
when
pushing?
you do that,
Who's
you
pushing?
are a representation of wherever you come from.
Who is pushing?
I think
I
You're
never
going
said that.
to die on that hill of who is pushing when you've been strawmanning this entire freaking time? Drew, you ought to be a freaking ashamed of yourself. This is insane.
What strawman have I built so far? Go ahead.
I've already pointed it out to you. If you still don't know, nigga, yeah, you were wasting everybody's time.
No, I haven't
Freaking
built a strawman yet
ridiculous.
because Gambit has literally said it. You was like, oh, he did say it.
You know, I can't.
Gambit literally said that she's a representative of all black people. Gambit said
No,
that.
No, he did not. You're a liar now.
No, he
Now you're
didn't
lying
say
on
that.
top of
He
it.
didn't say
That's
that.
why you're strawmanning. That's the one. That's the one right there. Never have we ever said. Never have we ever said that she's the representation of all black people.
so
Never have we said. Never. I'm gonna finish my dang sentence. Never. I'm gonna finish my dang sentence. Shut the hell up. Never has he ever said that she's a representation of all black people. What he did say was that she is a representative. Now, a representative can be a representative of a sector. They can be a representative of just like we are the face, the figurehead, or we. I mean, yes, a representative does not have to literally encapsulate all of something. For example, you can send forward a speaker, like a messenger, and that messenger is a representative of maybe a collective idea. Does that mean that every single entity of those people share those things? Of course not. But what you're doing, the straw man that you're erecting, is trying to say that we are trying to say that she is literally the representative of every single individual black person, which nobody here is making that statement. That's why this conversation is being beleaguered to the level
Okay,
that
so
it is.
what is she?
An absolute idiot.
Which black people does she represent? I'm asking you that.
Okay, all right,
Because Gambit did say that she's a representative of black people, but he didn't say all. Okay, fine, he didn't say all.
This
Guys,
nigga
can
won't
you
shut
hear me?
up.
Everyone, can you hear me? All right, we're moving past.
You are a little low, but we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
You're a little bit low, but we can hear you.
Oh, that's weird. Okay, all right. I'll have to work on that. I'm like close to my mic. Okay, so we're moving past this point on representatives. Like we got to get past this. All right, like it's not the heart of the matter. Okay. So I'm wondering, is there something inherently sexual about like the sexual
twerking.
and inappropriate about like the female body, right? So you have Summer Walker who's exposing her chest area, right, with pasties, right? And then this woman, right, it's a dance that people do all the time, right? Maybe not necessarily upside down, but it's a dance that people do all the time. She twerks, right? And it's
It's ridiculous.
it is not.
I love you, bro.
It's not quote unquote representative of her as a person or individual or how necessarily she does her job. But it seems like the moment that she put her body out there, now it becomes disqualifying. Okay, so I'm gonna go to Sly because he had his hand up first, and then Smooth.
I actually had a different question, but I mean, I would say two, but I can still chime in real quick here. I think that like again, like I mentioned in my opening, like the female body, yes, is it sexual? Yes, it can be, but it doesn't. It's not only that. That's not the only function that it has. So sometimes some people are going to, obviously when she did this, Summer Walker, and also when the senator did this, obviously these people understand that there's certain people and certain votes that they're going to lose by their actions, and they still did this. Clearly they were not trying to reach out to your vote, but they were hoping that at some point that they may have at least policies that you would vote for and overlook this, and then they're trying to reach out to people who otherwise wouldn't vote. Maybe that's the thinking and the mindset. I'm willing to give her the benefit of the doubt. I'm not looking at her in that way.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
that's
Prime.
why
I want to answer.
I don't believe it was
I
that
want to answer.
strategic.
Hold on. I want to answer Prime's question real quick because Prime, I think you've described what she's done as twerking, right?
Yeah, right. Is that not
Okay,
twerking?
so I just shits and giggles. I was like, let's look up the definition, see what it says, right? And it says a dance to popular music in a sexually provocative manner involving thrusting hip movements and a low squatting stance. So I think the definition of what she did absolutely was inherently sexual, given that we're using a word with sexual context. So yes, everything about what she did was inherently sexual.
Okay, so is that disqualifying then?
For sure. I don't think our politicians should be doing sexual dances to try and get votes. I think that's disgusting. I think that's
okay. All right. I'll
not
get
doing
back to
it
it
to try
later.
to get votes.
That description was
Smooth.
Hold on, let Prime go.
Smooth's turn. Smooth, please.
So just to be clear here, she is a Rhode Island state senator. Okay, she is a state senator. We've only had 11 black senators, period, in the United States Senate. Okay,
no. State senators.
No. But I want to answer your question. I just wanted to clear up where she was actually at, representative wise. All right, so is a woman's body inherently sexual? No, but it can be in how it's used and put out there, just the same way a man's can be. For instance, to sell tickets to Thor: Love and Thunder. They did this whole scene of, showing Thor getting his clothes knocked off. Like, yeah, like naked Chris Hemsworth sells tickets. All right. That's what it does. It's going to bring women in there. The same way, women now that female artists are promoted to be more sexy and provocative to get male audiences' eyes and draw attention to them. However, a state senator doesn't need to do this. Like, you don't need to do this at any level. There should be none of that. Like, you're a professional. Like, continue. Like, if you go look at her old campaign ads versus now, there's a complete that is a complete 180 from what she did to get elected. And she's gonna mess around and she's gonna find herself back at wherever she was working at. Now, I'm not finna say like she was working at Starbucks because that's insulting. She's clearly educated. She's not dumb. But that part just blew me. Like, how can you be somebody that is elected for your state to represent your little district of your little piece of Rhode Island? And you're like, yo, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get more people to come out and vote by twerking. Clearly, your people did not want to vote for you because they seen something in your policies that they were not for. And you were like, I'm going to get the other people that aren't voting to come out and vote for me by
shaking her ass.
This is not
whatever
okay.
means necessary.
You guys are assuming the worst.
Yeah.
What assumptions have we
The assumption
made?
you've made
No,
is that
I'm not
you're,
making.
you did. You said, "Hey, I'm gonna twerk to get votes." That's literally what you said.
That's what she said.
No,
That's what she said.
No,
Please
wait,
vote
Said
for
I
me.
twerk to get votes. She said that.
She said vote for me.
Because I twerk. Vote for me because I twerk.
No, not this argument. I'm making a different
This is so disgusting, bro.
I'm making
He's gonna split hairs all day. He's not affiliated.
Wait a minute. Hold on just a second. This is a different argument. You said that she. This is a different argument. You said that she like thought this out beforehand. Like, oh God, how can I get the votes? And she sat down. Wait, shut up for a second. She talked with her 10 people in the room, and they like went over what the best, strongest strategy is, and they came up with twerking. Or are we
Really what
talking?
happened.
Or are we talking about? We're talking about a 28-year-old girl on drunk on her
Look.
birthday weekend on the beach, recording TikToks.
No,
for her
we're not
personal
talking
page.
about that.
Wait a minute. No, wait.
She-
But it
she
never
said
touched
she
her
said
official
it-
campaign page.
She
So
said
this
it.
is
She said it in the interview that we're not talking about that. It's in the interview. Use her own fucking words.
I'm
if you
using her
wanna
own
make that
words. What do you-
example.
what do you-
She didn't. She said right here in her interview, "I'm showing that leadership looks different and welcoming people in many different facets."
Correct, but what?
And she
this is a
blamed.
What does
she
that mean?
blamed
What does
it-
that mean?
Yeah, exactly. That
she
doesn't
blamed
contradict
it
anything
on
I'm
Does that
saying.
mean vote for me
misogyny
because I
and,
drunk?
and racism. Look, let me tell you something. I don't know if you understand how it works. Have any of you actually ran for fucking Congress?
She has, and she won.
No,
but we're all telling her that she.
I didn't ask about
Wait,
her.
have
I said,
you?
have any of you? Yes, I have.
Have you?
He has.
I have.
Why does it
You need to
matter?
probably
And-
take some
and
tips
what
from
does it
Pierre.
entail?
Okay,
Tell us.
what is
And
the
I
point? What's
deal-
the point?
I deal
Please.
with the caucuses down here every single day. The way advertisements and shit are made are not the same way they were made years ago. Anytime that
Okay.
I wanted to make an advertisement, I could record a FaceTime video and post it online with no other context, and that's my advertisement. I have people in the CCC pack right now that have videos out there that are going grassroots, and their advertisements are all digital because some people don't have the funding to put advertisements on YouTube, to put advertisements on the local media because it costs so much money to get that airtime for 30 seconds. People put advertisements everywhere, and you don't have to have sponsored by. You don't have to have the Republican Party agrees with this or the Democrat Party agrees with that. Anytime that you solicit for a vote, that is an advertisement according to FEC violations. So when you do that, that is directly to the FEC. When you put
What
that
you
out
just said
there,
was a lie.
Did
No,
you do
it's not.
different? Did
No,
you did
everything
you do
related-
different? I was going to ask, did you do different things? Did you do different types of advertisements depending on the types of people you were targeting for a vote?
no. My advertisement
well-
was the same for everything.
For
because-
everyone.
I'm gonna take some
It was the
tips from
same,
Pierre Mac,
exactly.
Then my
Okay,
nigga, I'm
well-
just gonna say that because she got.
Did you
because
win?
she-
I've heard of
she's
I've heard
already
of
won.
people who change their strategy and they actually cater their ads to
that's the
to
problem that you
people.
see with it. You mean you look at what just happened. I mean, I don't want to change the topic, but you look at what just happened. Why Jill Biden got in so much trouble because of how she tried to pander to the Hispanics, calling them breakfast tacos.
But he won.
Yeah, he won, but you don't have to do that. If you want to run on policy, you don't have to twerk. You don't have to talk about fucking breakfast tacos. Talk about the policy and let people
you
make
did
their
Pace
decisions
win.
based on
I
You
that.
wanna
can run
know
on
if Pace
policy,
won.
but sometimes you're not
But you-
assured to win. Sometimes you have to go a step further and
but
cater
see,
to
that's-
people.
that's the-
I'm not.
that's
I'm
the-
not even accepting
that's
this
the problem.
framing. I'm not even
That's the
accepting
problem.
this because they
That's
never
the
touched her
problem.
official campaign page, which she
We
has.
want. You don't look when you are a representative. Your campaign
when you have an
page is
official
not
campaign
the,
page.
is not the only page that is part of FEC. Anything that you use
Why is
to
the
promote
FEC
You are
yourself.
correct?
literally making stuff up
Just
right now.
because the
Why is
FEC
What you just-
Why is the FEC correct? Because
No,
the
no, no,
FEC
just because the
are the
FEC
ones that
decides
will
on
get you
something-
in fucking trouble.
That doesn't mean
I've
that
had to
that doesn't mean
I've
their
had to deal with
interpretation
these
is
people.
logically true.
Policies
It
don't
doesn't-
get you. Policies don't
it
get you
doesn't-
elected. Not
it
only
doesn't
policies
mean-
get you elected.
Policies are the only thing that should be getting you elected. If you vote for anything
Yeah,
else,
the
you're a
only
fucking
things that
moron.
should.
but we live-
Yeah, that's
no,
not
the
how it
ones
works.
that should, but that's
live in
not
a
how it
deep
works.
You,
So
You can
your-
personally want that. You can personally want that.
So
but that's not how it works.
So your opinion is that if I want to get the votes, say like this young lady, I want to get the votes of young people, that I should go out there and gyrate and party and be a hoodlum the way
Not
young
just.
the
I
way
wouldn't
young
phrase it
people
just
who
the
wanna go
votes.
out
If
on
I said if
Bourbon
you.
Street and
Sorry,
do that,
sorry, go ahead.
that's the way I'm supposed to get their vote. I'm supposed
Speaking
to
of Bourbon
encourage them
Street.
to come out and make educated decisions at the polls by just twerking with them and then saying, well, go make an educated decision and vote for me at the polls. I didn't tell them a damn thing about why
If you're making,
Well,
if you're making
speaking
a
of
moral,
Bourbon Street, just real
go
quick.
ahead, Ben.
For speaking of Bourbon Street, I want to know when we doing the room for Gary Chambers, who I think is another dope candidate for smoking weed on his ad, on his official ad, on his official page that went out on television. I want to know when we doing a room about that because we're so high on morals and the idea of black people being seen as druggies.
There are plenty of those out there, but the difference.
What I'm saying is we're not talking about those. We're talking about
the difference is
so crazy. So y'all, I'm sorry, it's our fault. It's our fault for talking about this issue right now because, but by us talking about this issue right now, that means that now any issue that we haven't previously talked about or that we haven't talked about yet means that we are endorsing those things. So it's really just us persecuting women. That's the argument you're making, Bam. That's it.
I think he's making an observation. Hold on.
This is the most sarcastic retardation.
He's making an observation.
Lord, good luck with your AP, bro.
He's making an observation of the greater conversation.
Okay, cool. So this is the thing.
That's not comparable.
Okay. We're gonna.
It's not comparable.
Stupid.
Because the reason why we don't talk about that is because
hold on,
it's already been.
I'm talking. Shut up.
Whoa! Do people not hear me? Stop. GSU, go, and then Jade.
Yeah. So I think y'all are empowering conservatives so much, like. It's crazy how like white leftists have made y'all like retarded, like literally retarded. Like y'all would do and say anything, no matter how stupid it is, just a virtue signal. And like, if you can look at this ad and say, yeah, this is pretty cool for black people to be doing, if that's your definition of how you think black people should be acting in order to get elected, niggas are just telling y'all to dance monkey and y'all are dancing.
Who said that? Who said it was a good thing for black people? Who said it was great? Who said that?
Everyone said that when we were offering our pushback, and you guys are fighting against it. That's what you're implying right there.
Hold on. No, I'm not pushing back. I never pushed back.
Dream, is it okay? Is it okay? Because I thought I understood this, but maybe Bam caught me and I'm wrong. Dream, is it okay for a person trying to get elected to political office to shake their ass like this?
No, that's not what you asked. You said, is it good?
Yeah, that's different.
Is it good?
You said it's great.
So hold on. So you think it's neutral? That's what y'all argument is, that it's neutral.
My argument is this is morally permissible, and then the only argument you can make is one of disgust and two of electability. That's all. There's no objective other than there's no objective measure where you can say what she did was objectively wrong. All you can say is like I personally have my feelings hurt.
Okay, I'll correct my statement. You guys think that it's okay for this to happen. You may not think it's good. You think it's okay for it to happen. My statement still stands.
Yeah, I think it's bad.
People telling y'all dance monkey is exactly what y'all are doing. Like,
you said what? Say that one more time.
Wait, hold on. Repeat that. Retarded.
Wait a minute.
No, not just I'm retarded. It's fine. But what was the other one you said?
For sure. It's the equivalent of white leftists telling y'all dance monkey. That's what y'all are doing right now. Y'all are that fucking retarded. Moral system that much.
We gotta go to Jade next. Jade, please.
Oh, I was just saying how I didn't like how they were saying that everyone else was endorsing all these other things that happened just because they weren't talking about it. And I was saying how that has nothing to do with the conversation. And we're just talking about this right now because that's the topic that was assigned. It doesn't mean that you automatically endorse anything else that happened. And for you to make that assumption is absolutely crazy. We weren't talking about that.
I never made the endorsement. Yeah, no, I never made the endorsement. I said you were making an endorsement of those things. I'm saying that in the same way that we can, in the same day we can raise suspicion when we the only types of crimes like the public generally has issue with is issues involving black on black crimes. When
so you're saying if we have any position on this, we support all of this other shit. This is so stupid.
Let Bam get it out. Bam, please.
Yeah.
Let him finish his stupidity.
He's saying the same thing.
Yeah, let him finish his stupidity, and then we'll just tell him how dumb he is. Go ahead.
You're gonna create some trouble. I'm saying just because you like when you say what about Chicago, and you say when we talk about any of the other crimes, it's like, well, who said I endorsed those other crimes? Heck, this just happens to be the one that we're talking about. I just think that's a really, really bad argument. But my position was never that it was okay. I think that it's lame. But I wouldn't go as far to say that now she is unqualified for the position that she's held, and when her policies are actually dope, and not one of you in here are probably taking a look at her actual platform and positions. But these 7 seconds was enough to say that, you know what, get her out of there. She's not fit to represent us. She's not a good enough black. She's a bad black.
No, it's about her lacking. It's about her lacking maturity. Okay, TikTok.
That's your personal
TikTok-
opinion, bro.
No.
Yes, that's what he's sharing his personal opinion. Obviously,
Right.
yes.
And so your personal opinion can only tell you, hey,
That's so
I'm not gonna vote.
stupid, bro. How is that an objection? Everybody here is talking about their personal opinion. Literally, nothing you've said thus far hasn't been your personal opinion.
I actually have something. I said something objective. So don't say that.
Good God.
Let's move go because he's trying to say something. It was dumb though.
TikTok don't even ban people really that much.
Bro,
They
you know,
banned her for this. For her twerking video, they banned her account. She just got it back 2 days ago.
People
Bro,
get banned.
you know,
people get banned.
hold on. People can get banned just by spam reporting. I got, you
But
spam
I mean,
reporter
but
page, you get
still,
banned.
bro.
She would like the conservatives
Still.
came after her strong, and that like they spam reported her. Yeah, come on.
Yeah, but let's not act like this doesn't go against some of their standards. When you're doing shit like that, you know that TikTok, YouTube particularly,
Oh my God.
a lot. No,
Oh my God.
I don't watch TikTok. But if TikTok says that it's against their community standards,
It's not.
then you
no,
follow
it's
it.
not. People
Yeah.
say it all the time.
It's
I
not
promise you
against-
it's not.
Wonder how
Don't ask me
Facebook
how
about
I know.
Facebook.
I promise you it's not.
People be twerking on TikTok.
But so bottom line, she got
Okay.
elected.
Thank you.
I believe
Thank
it's
you,
more
Smith,
than
If she
for telling
does
the
this,
truth.
if after this twerking video she gets reelected, what seems to be the problem?
She's still
If
a
this is
clown,
how-
and the niggas that vote
I
for her.
absolutely agree she's still a clown. I wouldn't vote for her for that. But if it reaches a demographic that gets her reelected again, can you say she's really that much of an idiot? She's an idiot
Yes.
all the way to the bank at
She's
that
still an
point.
idiot.
At the very least,
So
I mean, you
when-
can say it, but
when
doesn't
Donald
make it
Trump-
true. Like that's what I'm trying to say.
at the
when,
very
people
least,
are
when
saying
Donald
she's
Trump
still
showed
an
up and said
Doesn't mean it's
they're
true.
they're rapists, they're murderers, I was like, this dude's campaign is tanked. I was the dumb one there. He was dead on, and he reached a demographic I didn't expect him to hit.
yeah, I
Doesn't
mean,
make it okay.
they can.
I never said.
Change my
I never
morals
said it
because
was
other
good.
people vote. Wait, I should change my morals because other people voted for it? No.
Okay,
she's a
but
This is
clown.
not a moral thing.
Niggas that look
You don't
past
have
it
to
are
vote
clowns
for
too.
her.
GSU, but even clowns can have good policies too. Okay, like
Yeah,
literally.
Okay,
Like,
we're talking
like,
about
I love
that.
how you guys
Like,
never let the
so-
argument
so-
actually be
so-
what the argument is, because no
Well,
one's
start-
here
start,
arguing.
Rob.
Again, nobody here has argued in any capacity. At least I haven't. I don't think Gambit has. I don't think anybody has. No one here is arguing against her policy. No
Well,
one
here's-
is. So
here's
then,
the thing
why
that
do you
she
guys?
shouldn't
Why?
get
So then,
off
so
the
then, so then,
argument
so then,
against
so then, so then, so then. Why do you
Here's
guys?
the-
Well,
here's
so
the
then,
issue.
so then, why do you guys keep introducing? Why do you guys keep introducing this concept about our policies as if that distinguishes itself from our arguments? Because our arguments have nothing to do with her policies. Let's focus on the statements that we're making. One, we're saying that it's poor representation of black girls. Two, we're talking about the fact that it is sexual in nature and that people who are running for offices shouldn't be doing things that are sexual in nature. Three, we're saying that it is part of her political campaign. It is an advertisement when she does these things and then asks for votes. Those are the statements that we're making. Address
address
those,
them all.
please.
Easy. I'll address them all. So first off,
Oh God. He-
why?
I'm just-
Just because? Why is she a representative for every single? Okay, I'm not allowed to
for the
speak,
love-
Gambit.
for
Can
the
I
love
speak,
of
Gambit?
God.
Is that okay?
Did I tell you to stop talking?
Yeah, you scoffed so loud. It's
Yeah, because what you
nigga.
said was stupid.
It's okay to be. It's okay.
Listen, I can't scoff, so I can't scoff. That's what you say. That's what you mean.
Okay.
I'm just joking. I'm just
We got,
joking.
we got
Right?
free speech.
I
here.
know, bro.
Stop
I
away.
think-
All right, go ahead, Dream.
Speaking of clowning,
Her being a black woman doesn't mean that black girls have to look up to her. It doesn't. It really doesn't. I don't look up to every black adult as a kid. I didn't. Only the ones that I wanted to look up after.
You look
Right?
up to the white leftists, right? And whatever they said, that's
I
what
look
you
up
did.
to Martin Luther King. That's one person that I really look up to.
The whitewashed version of him that the leftists have actually told to you.
No, the Morehouse version of the school that I went to. Anyways.
damn,
The second
damn.
I don't know if that's supposed to be a burn. We
It's not a
clearly
burn.
didn't take root.
So just the fact of the matter. Anyways, the second point where you guys are saying, what was the second point again? Fanatic?
I don't know. I don't remember anymore.
If I remember correctly, the second point was the first part was it's not representative of young blacks. The second
Oh
part
yeah,
was,
the sexual
the
matter.
policies?
The sexual matter. The
The
second
sexual
point was
matter,
the
No, we
sexual.
don't talk about
Second
the
point
policies.
was should politicians behave in a sexual matter as a politician when they're being a politician? My point to that is
When they're
there is
doing
no-
ads. Yeah, when they're doing ads.
that was his third point, I think. But
that was part of his question when he said that it was in her campaign. advertisement.
Yeah, we don't
Not
care
for
if
official
politicians
campaign,
have
but-
sex, right?
That's
Well,
not-
hopefully
that's not-
politicians are having sex. We care if they display sexual behavior while they're on the campaign trail. Well,
I think-
for the purpose of the campaign.
I think not every sexual behavior is okay, but I think in a manner of a dance like twerking, it is okay.
Which sexual behavior is okay to
I just said
incentivize people to vote? Because here's the
it's
thing.
not. See, that's the thing. Like this is the whole debate.
How
The debate
wait a
is
second,
she
wait a
using?
second.
Is
Let
she
me-
using?
Let me
We
finish
do
my
not know.
thought.
If she's we do
I
not
just
know.
want a host-
We do not know. We can
I
only
just want to
speculate.
twerk at a rally. I want
Hold
you
on, hold on.
niggas to be in the
Hold on, hold
crowd.
on. It's the
We do
same
not-
way strippers
we
do
do-
a dance and they expect money. She was
Exactly.
she was giving a show, and so she expects something out of it in return. She expects votes. So stop saying we don't know. She
Hold on,
was
hold on.
giving
But how do you know she expects
She
votes?
said so at the end of the video.
She
She
said-
said
No,
vote
no, no,
for
no,
me.
no, no, no. How do you know she expects votes? Because
She
she
said
twerks.
vote for me.
No, no, no.
Bro,
Because
that's
she
what
twerks.
you mean.
Okay,
What?
I got it. Dream. You're not that bad faith. Let me ask you a quick question. Dream.
Causality is what I'm saying.
I don't. No, we're not talking about causality. We're talking about correlation. We're talking about correlation.
vote for
Dream.
me.
It's really
The
simple. So let me
correlation
just ask
is
you,
there. I
Dream.
don't
Dream.
know.
Let me just make sure that we're crystal clear here. If I go into a video, and my video just shows me doing some charity work, okay, and then at the end of the video I say vote for me, do you think it's unfounded for you to say that I'm trying to demonstrate a value of mine? Therefore, by doing this, it's something that's relatable to you and something that you should esteem, so you should vote for me. That's what you would say. Right, hold on. Wait. I know that you would agree with that. I'm not asking you a question. I'm telling you. So, in the same sense, if I did another thing, like say maybe you see I'm a homegrown American and such with strong family values, and I showed me sitting with my children and so on and so forth. The point of that would be to demonstrate a value of mine that hopefully resonates with you, and therefore you'll vote for me. So I would do that portion of the video, and then I would put on my call to action, which is to ask you to vote. In the same sense, I would say that by her doing the twerking and then asking you to vote for her, she's demonstrating a value and expecting that to be associated with the vote.
I disagree
think-
that it's
do
a
you-
value. That's the thing.
bro,
Oh, okay, it's not a value. Okay.
It's not a value. So you're
Okay,
talking about
you're right.
values. Yeah. If I were, you can
Everyone else can
about
see it.
your
But go ahead,
value.
finish your
Hold on.
point.
Okay, yeah, I was gonna be like, so it's like if I were to be golfing. Hey guys, look, I'm golfing, and then I say vote for me. Am I telling niggas to vote for me because I'm golfing? No, I'm just showing that I do golf. So
Yes,
for her,
you are. You're trying to
Yeah,
get that. You're trying to get that.
Yo,
sympathy
y'all,
from people.
do not argue with this nigga no further. Do not argue with this nigga no further. I laid it out as plainly as possible, and I think the other 8 people in this panel right now can all see what the freak I'm talking about. If this nigga wants to die on the IEP hill, let him do it. We're not moving any forward here. We're getting past that one. Next point, please.
first you say I can talk. Now you just say I can't talk.
I got you. I'm just telling everybody else, let him say whatever retardation he has, and then we're gonna move past it. Go ahead, Dream.
Listen to what Fanatic even said himself, right? What he said was, is it unreasonable for me to interpret what she did in this way? What my response was no.
He
But it's
thought you
also
had a
not-
certain level of intellect.
But
That
it's
was the
not.
problem.
It's also,
Fanatic only made that problem. He thought you had a certain level of
oh
intellect
my god!
where you could correlate
Again,
those
we're
things.
on the silence
You
Hakeem
actually
train
don't.
today.
That's what's
Spam, bro.
Let me speak. Hold on, bro. Let me speak.
Just let him say what he says and move on, y'all. He's not. We make other points. That point is already won. It's established. We all
It's
can
not
see it.
won.
He's just dying on the hill.
No,
Not to
it's
you,
not.
but it's fine. Hey, listen, it's okay. I totally understand if it's not one
it's
to you.
it's
You can go
like
ahead and
you
continue
even
to argue it amongst yourselves. I mean, amongst you and whatever whoever else you want to talk to. But we're gonna move past it to another
It's not
more
first of all,
salient point. Go
It's
ahead.
not one because even Fanatic said it in his rhetoric.
Okay.
He said it's not unreasonable for me to interpret it this way, which I do agree with. It is not unreasonable. But my argument isn't that is it reasonable to interpret it this way? No, that's not my argument. My argument is it is impossible for us to know that she did it for this purpose because there's multiple.
It's not impossible.
Hold on.
Don't please
Can
just
I
let him say
please
his
finish?
stupidity and move on, please.
It's impossible for us to know that she did it for this purpose without actually like asking her and then she telling the truth about it.
true.
And then the other
True.
right, and then the
You're
other
right.
okay, and then the other aspect is like I said, it's multiple interpretations, so it could be one or the other. And then you can make the argument of which one is more likely, and that's fine. But we still don't know until we actually do know.
For sure. Absolutely.
I don't-
All right.
I don't
So
think
now the
it-
next
I'm
point
not
is
with you on
listen.
this one.
Of
I'll
course,
just
no,
say
it is.
Dream,
No, we're
I'm
moving
not
past
with you on
it.
this one.
Of course, no, it is. No, it's all right. We're moving past that now. So then the next idea is okay. So if we
Wait a
understand,
minute, hold on. I thought Smooth was trying to say something. I have something to say before you jump back.
Well,
Okay,
My bad.
go
But
ahead.
I don't think that. Yeah, I don't think that argument is super sound because that's something you can never know, so it's not relevant to like debate about. I
What do
think
you
that.
mean?
No, I'm saying that.
Okay,
That's not worthy of debating about. That's what I'm saying. Like
Damn.
you can't prove these things objectively.
Why can't you?
What do you
Shut
mean,
up.
fam?
Look,
If you see
you're digging back
advertising-
into the conversation.
somebody
Hey,
plays-
whoa, whoa,
Oh,
whoa, whoa,
man.
Hey,
Digging
hey,
back into
hey, hey, let's let Bam go, Smooth go, and then a Fanatic. All right, let's just move this along, please.
Right. Yeah. The y'all take like we keep going through this circle of where we give the position, y'all respond to a straw man position. We say, oh, that's not what we said. Then we go through a 30-minute conversation yelling, and then we come back to what our position, at least what my position is. I can't speak for everyone. Again, where the conversation isn't about whether this is good or bad. That's that everybody under the sun can have an opinion about. Where we're getting to is that I want you to justify why this should disqualify her as a senator. Why is this? Where?
That's
where
what we said earlier.
Wait, where did we draw the line on? Like, why is the line so
We said this
arbitrary?
earlier. We said politicians shouldn't be using sexual displays or doing sexual acts in order to get votes.
Sure,
we
but
drew this line.
Why?
Wait,
Okay.
okay.
Asking the same question.
So no, I'm not asking the same question. I'm specifically, I'm saying, what makes you draw this line? And like, did she do the morally worst thing you've ever seen a senator do?
I think I already said that earlier. That it's a violation
That's
of
morally
the
worse.
rules of etiquette.
This is
Who
not a
makes
job.
etiquette? DeAndre, who invented etiquette, bro? Who's continuing etiquette?
The rules are
they have to be
already
in
there.
session.
It's already
By
there
who?
in Congress.
They're
It's a
not even in
violation of
session.
rules. It's a violation of the rules of ethics. It's of etiquette. It's a violation of the rules of the Finance Election Committee.
So in the rules of the Finance Election Committee, it says you can't twerk.
The rules of the Finance Election Committee, they say specifically that you cannot use your platform in a way that is provocative to solicit a response.
This is first.
Do you know that's like every?
You know, provocative is everything. Yeah,
That's
like
every
even sexual.
What
Like,
you meant sexually
these things are
provocative?
also
Okay,
state.
all right. So listen.
Bam. Can I ask you a straw man question? Oh, wait, go ahead.
Yeah, I want to get to the crux of like, so what actually constitute an ad? Because for some reason, like you don't see. So if you see a game trailer and it's 15 seconds and it just has a date at the end, you see Super Mario running, jumping in some shit you've never seen before. You know what I'm saying? Slapping the shit out of Yoshi, and then it pops a date up at the end. You're gonna assume, damn, a game's coming out on February 28th of 2023. I might want to buy that. They don't have to tell you to buy shit.
But I agree.
She literally said,
Wait.
"Vote for me."
What? Again, there you go back to this. Like,
Wait, I thought you gonna let Smooth finish. You said you stopped because you wanted to hear Smooth talk.
I can't talk either.
I thought that was it. You made your point, and then you were gonna.
I shut up though. Let you get your shit off.
All right, go ahead, Smooth.
You know
What's
what I'm
up?
saying? Mr. Ain't Your Mama, man. No, but anyway,
Jesus.
I couldn't resist. I had to get the joke off. I couldn't resist.
I love
couldn't resist. So no, but even you see the same concept in any type of advertising, whether it be movies or whatever. They don't even have to tell you to buy anything. It's an ad. People have been banned off multiple platforms for doing paid advertising without saying anything. But it was enough brand placement to be an advertisement. She literally asked for people to vote for her. And my problem with her is, in doing this, she's setting a bad precedent if you let it go unchecked. Because then somebody else can go do something else. And it becomes, where is the line? Where are we going to stop people from doing weird shit to get in office?
No, that's a slippery slope argument. But you're saying that this isn't. But I'm saying you're saying you literally saying this isn't the line.
Exists.
You're saying that literally this isn't the line. But like if we allow her to do this is something worse is gonna happen, and we'll have to allow it. That's not true.
He's saying this is the line. He's also saying worse things will happen if we make this acceptable, which you can call it slippery slope, but it's definitely true.
It's not a slippery slope because it's actually happened. I mean, you take a look at the advertisements that we have on TV right now. I mean, during for example, during
on TV.
During Pride Month, we had an entire month of advertisements of them basically advertising to little children the foods that they should eat in order to have anal sex.
What
And
the fuck?
that was their
Excuse me?
whole
Where?
advertisement thing. And what did you not see that advertisement for
No,
what
bro,
was
nobody's
what
saying
Which channel?
we do not have to jump into your like conservative conspiracy theory. This is
what
not
was
this
the
how-
what was the website? I can't remember the website because I don't use the website, but
You're,
they had
I-
an entire
oh,
advertisement
That's-
you're
where
gonna have to give us some proof on that one. I
Yeah,
don't
because
know
that
what
one
you're
sounds
talking about.
crazy.
You would be okay with it
Let's go. I
regardless,
want to
though,
go
right?
to Fanatic. Oh boy,
Jesus.
I want to get in Fanatic, please.
Holy shit.
I'm gonna make Prime
Fuck
come
was
into this
that?
conversation.
My
Prime, you
God.
know you'd have been okay with that ad anyway, right?
I'm pretty sure he would have. He's a leftist.
Nah,
All right, so then the next thing. All right, let's go ahead and dead this whole advertisement piece of this, right? So an advertisement, by definition, I would normally do this in a catechization way, but I'm not going to do that here. I'm just going to lay it out really quickly, so then there shouldn't be any more arguments, unless someone else wants to argue absurdly, and then we'll just move past you two. An advertisement is a public notice, right? That's what an advertisement is. So her public notice is one, that she's running for office, and two, that people can vote for her. That's what an advertisement is. That's what she did. So in this video, there were two elements that I'm aware of: the twerking and the asking for people to vote for her. The point of that is to let people know that she's running and to demonstrate something that should resonate with people. If you were trying to say that it didn't, that the intention was not to resonate with people, then it would have no business being inside of the video. She wouldn't have just twerked for literally no reason. So that means obviously she was expecting there to be some sort of resonation such that people would be willing to vote. That's why it's an advertisement. So now let's just make sure that we're crystal clear here. Is there any person in the panel that's stupid enough to disagree with the fact that it's an ad based on the definition of it being a public notice and a call to action?
Okay.
Is
You
it
said-
you?
you
Okay,
said-
okay, good. I got you. Hold on. Bam raised his hand, so it seems like he's the idiot that disagreed with it. Bam, can you please explain to us where the stupidity of your position comes from?
This is there's two different things we're talking about. We can talk about with specifically what we consider ads by campaign rule, which is no, because it didn't have to be listed, and it's.
I already defined it. I already supplied a definition. I supplied a definition. Are you going to argue my definition or something else?
I'm arguing. I'm making my point. Excuse me. So
Okay.
When so there's so we can argue what's used in how official campaign advertising works. No, this did not qualify. That's the argument. That's the only argument I've been making. When this wasn't an official. This wasn't in any official capacity. That was my argument. Based on. Wait a minute. I'm not done. Almost
After you're done.
Yeah. All right. Based on, like I said, based on the conversation we're having, that's the only thing I've been arguing. Now, if we're arguing some technical definition, like, sure, does it meet your definition's standards? Absolutely. But that wasn't the argument I was making. I'm talking about this wasn't official.
Okay, gotcha. So everybody else, we're not moving. We're not letting them move the goalposts to quote unquote official. We're not moving the goalposts to quote unquote official. No one here used the word official this entire time. All we said was it's an advertisement. So if it's an advertisement, then we're saying that it's an unacceptable advertisement because the values that it's demonstrating and trying to associate that with with politics seems absolutely absurd. As Gambit pointed out earlier, it does seem like by definition, twerking is something that is sexual in nature, and so she's doing something sexual in nature as part of her advertisement, which we all, the other 8 people here, all agree is advertisement. So now we can just move past that point. So one, it is an ad. I'm glad that we all came to a consensus with this, except for the one retarded to stand out. So now let's go to the next point, okay? We already got to the. Did we do the representation thing?
No,
already?
let's do the why she's unfit now. Let's do the why she's unfit for the role.
Okay. Now I'm not going to make the argument. I would never make the statement she's unfit to be to be a politician. I would say that this is specifically unacceptable. I don't think that I could whittle down her entire policy positions to this singular act. But what I would say is that this right now does not bode well, and that this is something that I would say is unacceptable. And there better be some really good policies on the other end of this so that we can look at this as a faux pas in which she needs to go ahead and distance herself and disavow this kind of disgusting, reprehensible behavior. And then we can actually get behind her policies, which actually makes sense. That's what I'm saying I'm willing to do. But this in and of itself, this is unacceptable behavior. That's what I am saying.
So you're saying that was the argument. I already agree with that. But my entire pushback has been
that's
the only thing. No, we're actually straw manning because the only argument I've ever made was the only argument I've ever made. This entire conversation was that this has nothing to do with her fitness for office. She should
Can I ask you a
absolutely
question,
still be a
Brian?
senator because not by her, but because her policy positions are actually
You
really
feel
really
like
good for her
she
area.
still be a senator?
Disgusting,
Can I try
disgusting,
anything?
disgusting.
Let
Let me ask the question.
Bam. If she released an X video, like like sex, and at the end of it, she was like, "Yo, vote for me." Would you be okay with it? Would you
No.
say that?
No, I think that
So-
would be over the line. Yeah, absolutely.
So over the line is once physical sex is introduced. Would
Yeah,
you be
I think
okay
that
with
doing
it?
something? I think it would be illegal.
I mean,
so yeah.
physical sex. Sex is physical by inherent.
No, like I just want to make sure. I don't want y'all to run away to some other definition. But okay, if she released a pornographic tape on X videos, it wasn't linked to the campaign, right? So it's not like an official campaign. That's what we're saying. But she was like, at the end, she was like, "Yo, vote for me!" Like, I like nut all over her face. Would you? How would you feel?
Yeah, no.
Like,
I think that would be. I
so-
think that would be bad.
Dream. He's thinking. Let him answer.
Oh, you talking to me?
Yeah.
No, yeah. I think a porn in like in an ad, no, not allowed.
No, it's not. It wouldn't be an official ad, right? It wouldn't be connected to a campaign. She just released a pornographic film, and she's like, "Yo, vote
I mean,
for me." Like,
there is some sort of argument you can make. Like, are previous adult actresses allowed to go into run for
no,
office?
but that's not what I'm asking. I'm asking
No,
you.
I'm saying like
She is in the middle of trying to become reelected, and she goes on X video like, "Yo, I got this hot shit. I know niggas gonna love this." And she
what if she was
never
running in
goes
a?
face, like, vote for me. How would you? Would you?
could-
Would you
like,
feel that's unacceptable?
I would say generally no, probably not.
Okay.
Yeah.
But
But
I can see a world where that is
yeah.
okay. I can see a world where that is okay.
What?
And the world I can see that's okay is where prostitution.
okay.
Hold on. I can see a world where prostitution and sex work was widely accepted in a state or a nation, and then a sex.
Oh,
worker-
niggas could smash for votes in your world. You want a future where they could just be like, "Yo, vote for me," and they will smash. Like,
Wait a minute. I'm accepting this on the extreme end. Like, I also agree. Am I not voting for the perfect candidate? And I'm saying the perfect candidate because they have a sex tape.
My
Perfect candidate with a sex
Wait,
tape.
I'm not just
so I get just so
vote for me at the end.
Yeah, if they're the perfect
you got
candidate. Yeah.
whoever
No.
busting it open, and then they like, "Hey, vote for me at the end," and you like, "Yeah."
GSU, by the way, for me, GSU, I just want to point out something.
No, I want you to give me a yes no first. I promise you, I'll talk to you all day. I just want to know: would you say yes? I would. That's a person that's definitely I would vote for if they had good policies, great policies.
So for me, I'm saying that I would not vote for that person, but I'm not voting. The refusal to vote for that person is not based on morals. It's just I think any politician who has any tape like that out, they're not going to be successful. So just on success alone, I don't think it doesn't matter man, woman, animal. I don't care. I don't care. Yeah.
Would they be successful?
But not on morals. Though. But I wouldn't give them my vote. No, I wouldn't give that. If a sex tape came out or any politician.
Water. What about you? Would you?
That's the biggest question here. If it works, the voting demographic chooses what is acceptable and what is not. Certain speeches from other politicians I deem unacceptable, but they still get voted in. So at what point are we going to say we need to make a law saying that a candidate can't have a sex tape or can't twerk?
I'm not saying we should make a law against it. I'm just asking, would you vote for the person with calm all over their face? It's like, "Yo, vote for me."
No, I wouldn't, but society would say whether it's acceptable or not me.
I just
Yeah, so same
answer.
same answer there.
So Bam and Dream would be if they had a good policy platform. Y'all would. Okay. I just want to see where everybody was.
Is that like
my extent where not to vote for anyone is if they did anything objectively immoral. That's my extent. Like if you didn't do anything objectively immoral, I have no basis on whether or not to vote for you. Maybe if you're cringe, I'm not gonna vote for you. I hate cringe people. Like that's me personally.
But this wouldn't be cringe.
Okay,
You wouldn't
me personally.
running for
But
public
Dream,
office.
don't you think there's enough people here in America who would look at that on moral grounds alone? If literally
It's
they had
subjective
nut on their
moral
face
versus
and that's
objective.
what. Yeah, but no, I'm saying that like that's like people are making a moral decision there to vote for a leader, and they have a sex tape out.
That's why I said me personally. I the line that I.
Why
draw
would
for
you give
myself.
them your vote?
Can I explain to you? Am I allowed?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, me personally, the reason that I would abstain from voting for anyone is their objective morals. Like, what have they done? What are they going to do? And what are they doing that is objectively immoral, right? Using like some universal
I
maxim.
always think this is weird.
Versus-
I never like the objective
Dream-
morality
Dream-
argument. But
I
This-
understand what you're saying,
I
Dream,
don't.
but the problem
This is-
I don't know why
that
you're
I have.
laughing. What's
The
wrong
problem
with
that I have with what you're saying, Dream, is that your argument is so loose. It's so
How-
hard to tie.
what's
It's
the
so hard to tie it together. You say objective immorality, but you give no example as to what that is that would cause you to not vote for a person.
I
Like
will-
where, like what is an example of the objective immorality that a candidate could have that would stop you from voting for them? You just say it, and it's so loose. There's nothing for me to grab onto. Hell, if I was trying to
Hold on, DeAndre. Do you know what objective morality is?
Can you
everybody
tell
knows
us?
what objective morality is, but the fact is that you
I
have not
don't.
defined.
Tell me, Dream. Tell me, Dream. What do you see it as?
Well, for me personally, I use like
You can't say personally.
Holy shit! Dream, come on.
All right, move on, y'all.
Okay,
Let's go. Let's go to the next point. Go to the next point. Jesus.
I can easily
You don't
answer.
even know he did it.
I can easily answer. I can easily answer.
Dream, I take back my question. No, I'm not asking. I'm not asking anymore. No,
You don't
I'm
have,
not.
no. This is not
He's
free this
reclaimed
time.
his
It's not
time.
free.
God
You guys are
damn
not
it.
letting me
This nigga
speak.
said me personally.
Wait, but I take back my question.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Dream.
Objective
we're asking
morality
questions. You
is
can ask-
what objective morality is the belief that there is a objective truth, right? That we discover.
That's a horrible definition. Don't even continue.
That's literally the definition. That's what
No, it's
objective.
not.
To be clear, everybody, I took back my question. I
Body
did not.
bag.
I took back my question. To be clear.
Shut up! You actually don't know objective. Like this
That-
is literally what.
that
Hold on.
that definition doesn't even have anything to do with the definition of morals in it to begin with. So don't
This is a true.
continue.
DeAndre, can you just calm down and let me
Nobody
explain?
say that. Okay,
There's
all
a
right,
difference.
okay.
There's a
Let's-
difference.
let
Hold
Dream-
on.
Let Dream respond. I do want to hear from Jade. She said she had a
There's a difference. There's a difference between the definition of what objective morality is and the parameters of the objective morality. There's different types of objective morality that you use, like deontology and utilitarianism. That is a form of objective morality. But
Can we
objective morality
please
itself,
fucking move on? Jesus.
Utilitarianism has nothing to do with morality.
oh, now y'all believe this nigga. Now.
Can we?
Laugh at that
Can we?
nigga.
Can,
Okay. All right.
That's
so
crazy.
let's try our friend Jade. Please, Jade. Smooth. Get yourself together.
That was amazing. I'm sorry. What? Somebody clip that.
My question was that how could Dream say like he would vote for somebody who had a sex tape out, and like he said that was okay, but I was talking to him about something before, and he was saying if he was running for office, he wouldn't want me to have an OnlyFans. The way that he
damn.
explaining this, it would make it seem like that shouldn't be art. It should be okay for me to do because you said you would vote for somebody who has that, and you're only not gonna vote for them if it's immoral. Then you have some other like it. You're not being consistent there.
Something's
This is
inconsistent.
so
right
obvious.
here.
This is such an
He's
obvious answer, Jay. Hold on,
He
hold
can
on.
only say what white
There's an obvious answer to this.
He
The
probably
obvious,
has realistic
the
takes.
obvious answer to
He's
that question I've
he
already
can't
talked
say
to you
shit
about, Jay.
that will upset like extreme white leftists. So that's why the
You're trying to
inconsistency.
ruin
No.
a relationship.
Jade, I've already told you the answer to this.
He is.
Whether or not you have an OnlyFans has nothing to do with your morals, right? If I say I don't want you to have an OnlyFans when I'm running for office, has nothing to do with whether or not what you're doing
But
is
she got
okay.
a comb on her face.
I
This
please-
lady that's running for office.
Huh?
You said this lady that's running for office can, in the middle of the sex tape, have a comb on her face and say,
If
"Vote
she
for me."
wants, and I wish you guys would just listen, because what I'm saying is literally what you're saying. I'm saying she can have an OnlyFans, and I'm not. That's not a distinction of whether or not she's a morally good or bad person. That's what I'm saying. But on the other hand, if I'm running for office, I know the truth that if I have a wife that has an OnlyFans, that's going to hinder my chances at winning. So for strategy's sake, that is why I say you shouldn't have one.
So why
How
is
would it hinder
that
you?
would vote-
Sorry,
so
Tony.
why
How
you
is
would
it
vote for
okay
somebody
then?
who has
I
a
can't
sex
hear you.
tape? It's the same thing. So why
How
vote
does
for
it?
Hold on. I can vote for somebody because I believe in what they are in their policy, and still think that they don't have a chance at winning. I voted for Andrew Yang, and I knew he doesn't gonna have a chance at winning.
But Andrew Yang wasn't going around
yeah,
twerking
okay,
and having
guys,
But hold on,
sex
guys,
He
this
was
is
not
videos.
pretty
hear what I
simple.
said?
What Jim is saying is pretty simple, right? He's saying that
Yeah.
like he's dividing two things. He's saying that one, it's acceptable for an individual to go down this route, right? This more sexual route. However,
Well,
he's
to
saying
go
separately
period.
that he wouldn't want, in this case, his girlfriend Jade to engage in something like that while he was running for office because it would damage his ability to do it. It could be acceptable, but we can understand that certain actions that we might find morally acceptable will still damage your chances for winning. That's all. He's making two different distinctions.
He believes in the damage so much that damage wouldn't apply to that other person. It would apply to
No,
you
it can-
running.
he can.
Wouldn't apply
It's-
to
No,
this other
it
person.
does
That's
apply.
different.
Like I said, I don't what I vote for has nothing to do with whether or not somebody is going to be elected. It's what I personally believe in their policies.
That's not
Right?
what you just said.
I did just say that. I said I voted. I literally just said.
trying to
bro.
get
If
you
you don't want to, if you don't want to listen on
to-
DeAndre, that's your point. That's your
define your objective
choice.
morality for the reason why you would vote for them, and you have gone around back to policy, and
How?
we still don't know anything
You
about
understand-
the objective morality that you would choose to vote for this person for.
But
and then your
Bro,
girlfriend
like,
comes
where
in and
is your
says that
line
you
at,
gave
bro?
an example
Where is the
that was
line?
the exact opposite of what we were just talking about. She just came and said that you said
The
that she had an
confu-
OnlyFans, you would not
DeAndre is
vote
lost,
for her.
bro. DeAndre's lost.
No,
If Prime can
DeAndre
get it
is
and you
lost.
Dream.
Bro,
Prime
it's
got
this
it and he did it.
It's this simple. Where is the line for you? If you have objective morals, that means you have an objective. That means there is a line, there is a point in which you would not vote for someone. Where is your point?
My line is like direct harm, like
What
That's
does
good.
it even mean?
direct harm. Like for example, committing a crime that harms somebody, rape, bullying, even that. What else? Like any obvious direct harm to another person, where that directly harms that person.
So you're perfectly fine. Your line
But
only deals with harm.
indirect
You're
harm is
perfectly-
fine. Indirect harm is fine for you.
It's hard to define indirect harm because indirect harm is
Hell, the left does it all the time.
indirect harm is hard to like draw the line. So that's why I'm not drawing a line at that. So
you're
you'd have to
perfectly
give me an
fine
example
with,
of an indirect harm where it's
you're perf-
like indirect harm is like usually subjective to the person that's receiving the harm.
So
right?
you're
So, like,
perfectly fine with anybody going out there and having salacious videos and making those a part of their campaigns, and that would be perfectly fine. That would not have any bearing on what you would do as a voter for that particular candidate.
Yeah, porn isn't
Hey,
direct
your favorite
harm.
first lady?
So since porn is not direct harm, you would be perfectly fine voting for a person like.
If and I can see myself where I would vote for that person, and I can see a world where that's possible.
Now,
Is it probable? Is it probable? No, but I can see a world where that's possible.
Yeah, it's definitely to a it's like I said, like we can say that this thing is to her detriment, but like I said, depending on the things she does, like I said, if we're going full sex tape like Gambit was talking about, then yeah, like the standards for that candidate would have to be insane. But I think it would be ridiculous to assume that, like, and when I say I'm talking about the person who's politically effective to get policy done, and they
There's
share
no
your
way you're on
politics.
Dream's side on this. Come on.
No, I'm not talking. Wait a minute, I'm on my own side. I'm talking about.
Okay.
I'm talking about when people. I'm talking about
Sounds
people who
awful similar to me.
a candidate, like I said, the candidate that like fits you to the T, and they're politically effective, so you know they're actually gonna get their thing done. If halfway through their campaign they did something like as lame as a sex tape, like you would say that, like, oh God, I guess I just shouldn't have all of these great things in my life because
we're not
like.
Okay, so
we're not talking about
I don't
respectability
want to
politics.
be. I don't want to be sitting here like confused. I just want to make sure I understand Dream in this. You're telling me that you would vote for a candidate who has a sex tape out where they have cum all over their face. You would vote for that candidate because
does it come all over their face matter?
Okay, I'm just saying that was the example that you
to those of us with moral values, yeah.
Let's say no cum on face then.
Okay, but again, like there's a sex tape out for this person, and you're saying that you would vote for that person. Still, they would get your vote. However, when we look at you running for office, even the thought of OnlyFans, where people can only just show feet on OnlyFans, you would not even entertain that that's happening because you're running for office. I just want to make sure that those two are
when
what
she
you,
says
where you stand.
OnlyFans, she's obviously implying sexual activity beyond feet. So let's make that clear. So I'm talking about.
I didn't get into detail. There was just only a mention of OnlyFans. I didn't ask about details. There was just only a mention of OnlyFans.
He was talking about but Dream's argument was an argument of political effectiveness. He's saying it was bad strategy. Like that. Those are different things. You were making.
So I think it's bad. It could be bad strategy for you to
more harm.
Wait.
Hold on. It could be bad strategy for you to put out these sexual, explicit innuendos out there in public eye, and I can agree to that. Nowhere have I disagreed with that. But whether or not something is effective strategy, good strategy, or bad strategy has nothing to do with its morality. Do you understand that, Sly?
I understand what you're saying there.
You disagree? Do you disagree with that, Sly?
But you're inconsistent with your morality. That's what I'm trying to.
What is my inconsistent morality?
His morality is subjective. It's based on nothing true. So don't even ask. Just move on.
DeAndre, shut up. Sly, what was inconsistent?
Your application of morality in the sense of someone who is not yourself running for office, your morality seems to be fluid there.
That's not
when it comes to you. When it comes to you personally running for office, you seem to become more rigid because you understand that there might be damage to your campaign running. In those two instances,
those two things don't contradict.
Okay, you're not understanding. That's so hard.
Maybe that's why I said maybe I'm missing it. Explain it to me.
Let me explain it in ABCs for you. So A, I personally want the highest possible success chance to run for office. Therefore, B, I'm not going to allow anything to hinder that chance. And C, that chance could include having my wife being an OnlyFans sexual, content creator.
Okay, I got that. Yes.
So that's the first argument.
That's second, he's also saying that if she did that, she wouldn't be a bad person. That's not the thing.
No. This is
just the ABC. I got you. Follow ABC.
Now the other A. Now here's the other A. A, I personally vote for people.
Wait, why didn't you go to D? Why did you start with just one?
Because these are two different arguments. So I'm going for ABC, different arguments.
Okay. Oh, so point 2A. Okay.
Yeah, this is point 2. Point 2A. I personally vote for people who I consider have the best policies and who haven't committed any immoral acts. B, I do not consider sex on video an immoral act. Therefore, C, even though if they have a hindered, less effective campaign due to their public sexual act, I will still vote for them because I vote not because they're going to be successful, but because I believe in their policies. So you see how they don't contradict? I don't vote on success, but I personally would maximize my own.
It's not that you don't vote.
Everybody understands that. I don't understand why
he doesn't.
Bizarre.
Or maybe I just understand it because I'm high. I have no idea.
That's like
it's very strange. But
okay.
it's fine.
So we've
we can move on.
End.